the gym and they're bashing me, them big strong motherfuckers, and I'm bashing them back. I'm going straight through him.
Whoa!
He won't have to wait. He don't have to find me. All the running I'm gonna do is right at him. He ain't got to worry about finding me.
Mike Tyson emphasizes that age is merely a number and issues a stern warning to Jake Paul, declaring that he will overpower him on November 15th. Jake Paul's upcoming fight against 58-year-old Mike Tyson has drawn significant criticism from the boxing community since its announcement. Many seasoned professionals have expressed concern, advising Tyson against stepping into the ring at this stage in his life, citing potential serious health risks. Despite the warnings from numerous professionals, Tyson remains undeterred in his upcoming fight with Jake Paul. During a podcast with Logan Paul, Jake's brother, Tyson confidently asserted that he is fully prepared for the bout. He challenged anyone who doubts his readiness or questions his age to confront him directly.
I look at him as a killer.
He is, Mike.
That's how I look at him.
And he's getting like better and better. It's crazy.
I know this. I know that's why I got to get him before he gets too good.
You're right.
Yeah,
you're totally right.
Mike, on the boxing thing, last question on it, or at least for now. Down that pipe, see that man right there controlling the camera?
This guy right here?
Yeah, right down that pipe. Tell people who are out there saying we think Mike's too old for this fight. Tell them what you think about that.
If you think I'm too old for this fight, you need to come tell me in my face.
Whoa.
There's no denying that Jake Paul poses a threat to Mike Tyson due to his youth and agility. Tyson has acknowledged Paul's skills, praising him as a dangerous fighter. However, he remains resolute, vowing to put an end to Paul's ambitions when they step into the ring on fight night.
Last question. Do you look at him like a boxer, Mike, or is he a guy who was a YouTuber who was now fights?
I look at him as a very dangerous opponent, and I'm looking forward to extinguishing him.
In another interview, Tyson has opened up about his struggles with alcohol addiction and poor eating habits, but he's now focused and ready to make an impact on November 15th. He expresses gratitude for the progress he's made, emphasizing his improved health and renewed determination as he prepares for the fight.
This fight's obviously been rescheduled from July. I want to ask you obviously about the health. Are those issues, are they completely gone? Have you sorted everything out with that?
Everything sorted out. I had a ulcer problem. I was eating bad food.
And everything's ready to rock and roll come November the 15th.
Thank God, thank God.
However, Tyson recently declared that age is just a number and a theory in people's mind, that they are getting old. He emphasized that no one tells you when to retire.
Well, first of all, you don't know how old you are. Somebody told you how old you are. Julius Caesar had a big ego. He wanted the extra month, so he said, I'm going to create July. So how old are you? These people are creating months and years to make people a certain particular age. You really don't know how old you are. You don't know how old, I don't know how old I am. People design their own calendar. So we don't know how old we are. We know what people tell us how old we are. We know what people tell us we should be retired by this age. That's what they tell us. Our man's biggest downfall is to believe he has limitations. And that's what we do when we believe we're a certain amount of age. I don't think I'm 58. Do you think I feel 58? When I'm fighting them young niggas in the gym and they're bashing me, them big strong motherfuckers, and I'm bashing them back. You think I feel 58?
Moreover, Tyson issued a stern warning to Jake Paul that can make anyone shiver. He said that he'll go straight through the problem child, Jake Paul.
I'm going straight through him.
Whoa!
He won't have to wait. He don't have to find me. All the running I'm gonna do is right at him. He ain't got to worry about finding me.
Jake Paul's push to fight Mike Tyson shows his desire for big matches that boost his boxing reputation. It's a smart move to attract fans from both boxing and social media. Paul is focused on making this fight happen above all else.
You know, it's Mike Tyson or nothing, but first and foremost, he's healthy and feeling amazing and doing great in camp. And so, you know, just being weeks away, I don't see anything going wrong, and November 15th is a go.
Jake Paul finds Mike Tyson difficult to read, describing him as a man of few words with a lot going on beneath the surface. He believes Tyson will tap into his warrior spirit on fight night. While Paul admires Tyson as an icon and a legend who inspires him, he insists respectfully that he cannot be defeated, viewing the match as a potential passing of the torch.
Yeah, Mike's hard to read. He's a man of few words. A lot's going on the inside, but he doesn't always say what he's thinking. And it's hard to tell. But I know that come fight night, it's going to be the old Mike Tyson, the warrior Mike Tyson, getting back to doing what he does best, which is annihilate people. When you've done that for so long, it's going to be second nature for him when the bell rings in the Dallas Stadium.
Adi Oladipo voiced his strong disapproval of the upcoming fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. He admitted that while he might watch it out of curiosity, he feels the matchup makes no sense. At 58, Tyson hasn't fought professionally since 2005, and his last win was in 2003. Oladipo noted that Tyson isn't in peak condition for his age, mentioning a recent video where Tyson was seen in a wheelchair. He questioned the logic of the fight, emphasizing that Jake is a young, strong boxer, making the situation hard to understand. While he acknowledges Jake's opportunity, he remains critical of the fight itself.
I'd watch two guys falling out of a pub fighting though, so I don't know if it means so much me saying yes I would watch it, but I hate it. I absolutely hate the fight. It makes no sense to me. Mike Tyson's 58 years of age. He hasn't fought since, unless we're counting the Roy Jones fight professionally, since 2005. Hasn't won a fight since 2003. And he's not like he's a fit 58-year-old either. This isn't a guy that could run 2 marathons back to back. He clearly had health problems, and I remember a video recently, I think it was about 6 or 7 months ago, where he was in a wheelchair. What's he doing? I honestly don't understand it at all. I mean, Jake's a young, healthy, fit, strong, big guy that can actually box a bit and punch, so I don't quite get it.
Adam Catterall expressed mixed feelings about the upcoming fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. He acknowledged Tyson's exceptional fitness for his age, noting that he's not a typical 58-year-old. He's a former undisputed champion who knows what he's doing in the ring. Catterall supported Tyson's exhibition match with Roy Jones Jr., seeing it as a nostalgic moment for two legends that allowed them to showcase their skills without serious harm. However, he has concerns about this fight, emphasizing that Jake Paul isn't from the boxing world. He pointed out that while Paul has done positive things for boxing, like elevating other fighters' careers, he's stepping into the ring with one of the most formidable competitors even at 58. Catterall worries that if Paul crosses the line, Tyson won't hold back, making the situation potentially dangerous. He believes that this matchup could have serious consequences for Paul.
Like I said, Mike Tyson's 58 years of age, but he's not a normal 58-year-old. He keeps himself in incredible shape. He's the former undisputed champion. He knows what he's doing when he's in there. And when a couple of years ago, he had that exhibition fight with Roy Jones Jr. And I was all for it. I actually supported that because two legends of the game having a little bit of a trip down memory lane because the fire's still burning for him, showing everybody that nostalgia. They know how to defend themselves. They know how to make it look appealing, and they also know how to not hurt each other, if that makes sense. So therefore, I was all for them making that work and having a little bit of fun that night. And I think we all did have a little bit of fun that night when we saw those two guys have a go at it.
Darren Bent expressed his discomfort with the fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, wanting to remember Tyson as he was in his prime. He enjoyed the mutual respect shown in Tyson's exhibition with Roy Jones Jr., but fears that if Tyson loses to Paul, it would be frustrating, especially with Paul boasting about the victory. Bent wished that the fight were an exhibition instead, and questioned whether Tyson might hold back, suggesting he could ease off if he finds success early in the match.
No, I'm uncomfortable with this fight. Do you know what it is? Because I want to remember Tyson as the way we remember him. I know he had a few, we spoke about it earlier, a few duds at the end of his career, but like even that exhibition against Roy Jones, it was just nice to see two greats go at it, but have that mutual respect where they weren't going to try and take each other's head off. In this one here, my biggest fear is that we love Iron Mike and he gets beat by Jake Paul, and then Jake Paul just doesn't shut up about it.
Yeah,
and that's going to annoy me because I'm like, we haven't beat Mike Tyson, I have beat Tyson
in a professional fight.
Yeah, and it isn't a fight. I wish it was just an exhibition. I think that's what's put me off.
Do you think there's any part of Mike Tyson that will hold back?
It depends. I mean, if he drops him a couple of times in the first or the second, he might just go, do you know what, I could destroy this kid, so let me just ease back a little bit.
Michael Conlin has shared his thoughts on the fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, expressing a mix of curiosity and concern. He acknowledges that the matchup is intriguing and will draw viewers, but he also worries about the potential risks for Tyson. Conlin recognizes the unusual dynamics of boxing today and questions the motivations behind the fight, including the financial implications for Tyson. Ultimately, he plans to watch, albeit with apprehension, as he hopes for a safe outcome for the legendary fighter.
You will have intrigue.
Listen, everybody will watch it, won't they, really? Let's be honest. It's intriguing just to see, but the things I've heard, the rumours I've heard about that, like, the longer the fight goes, the more money Tyson will make. If he knocks him in the first round, he barely makes any money. I've heard all these type of rumours. I don't know if they're true, but I've heard loads of rumours like that. And
surely that can't be part of it.
Couldn't believe. You never know though. Listen,
Different world, isn't it?
it's a completely different world, and if that's the case, wow. But I'll watch it. But I'll watch it through my fingers because I don't want to see Tyson getting hurt.
Former UFC champion Kamaru Usman has expressed concerns about Jake Paul's situation, suggesting he faces a lose-lose scenario. Usman argues that knocking out Mike Tyson would reflect poorly on Paul due to Tyson's popularity, likely resulting in backlash. He emphasizes that if Jake loses, it could threaten his career and leave little room for redemption. UFC legend Chuck Liddell has made his stance on the fight clear, suggesting that if Tyson connects with Paul, it could result in a knockout. Liddell emphasizes the risks for Paul, highlighting the potential for a dramatic outcome if the seasoned champion lands a solid punch. The futures of both fighters appear uncertain, dependent on how the match unfolds. Gareth A. Davies expressed deep concern upon learning that the fight has become a sanctioned boxing match. He voiced his strong wish not to see a boxing legend like Mike Tyson lose to a YouTuber like Jake Paul, emphasizing the risk of tarnishing Tyson's legacy in the eyes of fans who have long admired his illustrious career.
I am very concerned about the news this week that this is a sanctioned boxing bout that will count on the record. I do not want to read on boxrec.com or on Wikipedia that Mike Tyson in 2024 lost to Jake Paul, an influencer and a YouTuber, in a veritable boxing match. It's just not right, and I think we should be concerned about his health, and I think we should be concerned how one of the greatest living icons of our sport, Spencer Oliver, is forced to fight.
Michael Buffer anticipates an intriguing matchup, but acknowledges that while Tyson feels confident, stepping into the ring at his age may not be the best decision. Buffer emphasizes the risks involved and the potential impact on Tyson's legacy.
Right now is a guy that's happy in his own skin. He feels good. He's 50-something, and this might not be the best thing for him. I think it's going to be 2-minute rounds. He still looks like a guy that if he hits you, he can knock you out. And Jake Paul has, while he hasn't cracked the top 10 of boxing, maybe he actually has as a cruiserweight. He's shown he's a great athlete, and he's got like a will to win. He really he fights to win. He doesn't go there to play games. So it's going to be an interesting...
Rampage Jackson expressed his strong support for Mike Tyson, his favorite boxer. Despite Tyson's health issues and aging, Rampage remained confident that he wouldn't bet against him. He acknowledged that anything can happen in the ring, but emphasized his loyalty to Tyson and his admiration for the champion's legacy.
I never bet against Mike Tyson. He's my favorite boxer.
Yeah. You think he can, he's had a health scare and everything. He's only getting older.
Yeah. Father time undefeated, but you know what I'm saying, I still ain't gonna go against Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. Anything can happen in the boxing ring, but I ain't gonna go against Mike Tyson.
WWE superstar Triple H acknowledged the challenge of facing an older Mike Tyson, noting that even a brief moment of connection from Tyson could be formidable. He suggested a strategy of evading Tyson for a few rounds in hopes that he would tire. While he respects both fighters for taking on the challenge, he also expressed concerns about Tyson's health. Ultimately, Triple H stated that if Tyson chooses to fight and passes medical evaluations, he should be allowed to compete. Boxing heavyweight legend Vladimir Klitschko praised the fight, seeing Mike Tyson's continued presence in the ring as a powerful testament to perseverance. He believes that age is just a number and is even contemplating a return to boxing after witnessing Tyson's performance at this stage of his life.
Well, that's also outstanding as this fight in Riyadh. Mike Tyson at his age is facing a YouTuber that is much younger and hungry and capable of boxing as well. So it's going to be a good example for people that are at Mike's age.
Yeah.
It's also actually a good example for me to keep on punching, so to speak, and hopefully. And I look forward to that match as well. You can only be too old in your mind.
Yeah.
If you control your mind, you control everything in your life.
Sean Sortickland voiced his concerns about Tyson's age, but in a bad manner. He criticized and abused Jake Paul for fighting an old fighter. His curse words emphasize his hate for Jake Paul.
It's bullshit, man. It's how old is Mike Tyson? 60?
57.
57. Jake Paul, you are a disgrace of a man. You are the epitome of weakness. You are the scum of the earth. The fact that you even have a platform or anything of that nature is a slight on society. You truly make me disgusted. And if I ever encounter you in real life, I hope that I just don't lose my.
Terence Crawford, who believes that the YouTuber turned boxer, has shown signs of improvement. Speaking to Ariel Hawani on MMA Hour, the two-division undisputed champion said that Paul is getting better as he trains a lot and he's not just a YouTube now. Crawford said that Paul should be respected for his improvements. Crawford further said that Jake is still in the learning process, but he has a good right hand. He stated, "A lot of people write Jake off, but Jake can punch with that right hand. He's got a nice right hand. He's building himself up just like a regular boxer. It's just like a professional boxer coming up in the rankings. They're not going straight to the champion. They're going to work their way up and fight the best fights that they can learn from. Not get beat, learn from." So right now, Jake is still in the learning process. UFC CEO Dana White has recently voiced his frustration with Mike Tyson's willingness to accept fights despite his age.
Feel about this Tyson fight? I love Mike, and I hate talking about it because he always gets mad at me when I talk about this stuff.
I eat your asshole alive.
You know, when the fight happens, he'll be 58 years old. There'll be a 31-year age difference between these two. And, you know, Jake Paul did fight a kid his age and he lost. You know, it's, I don't know, man. I feel how you feel. But as fighters, we are really different to where we always have a round in us. Doesn't matter how old we get.
Ryan Garcia shared his thoughts on the fight, expressing both excitement and concern for Tyson's health given his age. Garcia's comments emphasized the potential physical risks for Tyson, even as fans eagerly look forward to his performance.
I like Jake. That's it.
You think he's doing a good job?
Yes.
What do you think about the Tyson fight that he just announced?
That's awesome. Yeah, dude. Try to fight Tyson. If he knocks you out, but at least you fought Tyson. That's cool.
At this point, I think Tyson's 58, right?
Well, that's not okay. You know, he's like 60 years old.
How much of his power you think he lost? You think it's still Mike Tyson?
I think like that's the last thing to go.
Showbiz the Adult asserts that at 58, Tyson still possesses the fire within him. After evaluating Tyson's recent sparring session, he noted that Tyson maintains the aura and strength to compete with anyone today.
Mike Tyson's going to beat Jake Paul. You want to know how I know? Check out how little his head moves when they take off his headgear.
Yeah. I got a lot in me.
Bruh. That brother's so damn strong.
Yeah. I got a lot in me.
His head. If his head that strong, the rest of his body. Look at it again.
Yeah. I got a lot in me.
Hey, if you snatched off my headgear, my head would move at least a little bit, dog.
Yeah. I got a lot in me.
His head ain't move.
Former heavyweight champion Shannon Briggs grew up in Brownsville in New York at the same time as Tyson, although the two never fought. Briggs was asked for his views on the fight and said it was a good chance for both men to make money. While speaking to Fight Hype, he stated, "It's great for Mike making some money at his age. Doing exhibitions, to be able to make millions of dollars at his age. That's what you're supposed to do. Do a 100 if you can, if they're going to pay you, at his age, making money for his family. Why would you not?" As for Jake, good for Jake too. You beat a man like Mike Tyson. His brother fought Floyd Mayweather, so it's good for both of them. He then spoke about the fight and was asked if Tyson was too old at 58. He said, "Nah, he could knock Jake out. Jake could knock him out. He a grown man, but he gonna get hit by another grown man. Who knows, it's boxing." Joseph Parker believes that Mike's age is not on his side. He believes the saying of power going last, but also questions how much power is left when you're 58 years old. He says that Mike looks in good shape, but it will be a hard fight to watch.
Listen, I'm all for boxing and all for big fights, but Mike Tyson is a legend, and no matter how great he was in the past, with the ferocious style that he had and punches that he thrown and knocking everyone out, 58 years old is old for a fighter. And Jake Paul has the youth on the side, and with each fight he is getting better and better. So it's just, I think it's a hard fight to watch. It will be a hard fight to watch because you just don't want to see Mike. If Mike comes out and knocks him out, then we're going to be like, listen, he's, you know, so the power, I think, is the last thing to go. But at 58 years old, how much power is left? And, you know, we do see short clips, but you're right, we're not sure what happens before and after those clips.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
So what are your thoughts on this? Share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.